Truth girl. Who qualifies her to put a work on these people?
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Mickey Truth, aka the Queen of Paperwork, and I am back with another video. As always, all information contained in this video is for entertainment, educational purposes only. All information used in this video is per the Fair Use Act, and any conclusion that you draw is on you, not me. So let's get it. All right, y'all. So I've been having some after effects of having the flu, so bear with me. But however, we're gonna get to the content. One thing about Mickey Truth is I'm always open and honest. I tell y'all one thing that I would never see any other view on is crimes against children. So, when I was threatened by a YouTuber who is also the father of one of the victims in YNW Juvy case, I said first time, all right now, go ahead. But to get threatened by a man that has something as bad as, you know what, before we get into all this, for those who may not know who I'm talking about, let's take a look at the video or a snippet of the video of what introduced us to him. Check it out.
I'm Anjanette Levy, and welcome to Law and Crime Sidebar Podcast. Testimony is underway in the trial of Jamel Demons, known by his stage name YNW Melly. Melly is accused of murdering two members of his group, Chris Thomas, who went by YNW Juvy, and Anthony Williams, who was known as YNW Sack Chaser. The men were shot to death in an SUV after leaving a late-night recording session on October 26, 2018, with Melly and another group member, Cortland Henry, who went by YNW Bortland. Bortland was driving the SUV. Later that morning, Bortland showed up at the hospital. Juvy and Sack Chaser were dead in the car. Melly was not with them. Chris, first of all, I know this has been a difficult almost 5 years now. How are you doing right now with this trial finally starting?
It's kind of overwhelming at times, but doing the best I can at the moment.
A lot of people may not know a lot about your son. What do you want people to know about him? We know he was, an aspiring rapper. He was part of this YNW group.
Chris was a good kid. He's the second of my oldest boys. He's the oldest of his mom's kids, and he loved his whole family. He loved all his friends, and he just got caught up for being too loyal and got betrayed by one of his so-called friends.
Now, outside looking in, you feel sympathy for him, a grieving father wanting justice for his son. So it caught me by surprise when later on down the line, Marita Boy posted a video. And check out a clip from that video.
Juvy as a child. Like, growing up, like, how was he? Was he a good boy? Was he an athlete? What would you say?
Ran like that. I said, I went around him like that.
Yeah. So when did you start being around him? Like when you was like 10, you said? Because that's when you had got through your issues with your legal issues.
Now, I was surprised to hear he really didn't know his son like that. But then I thought about it. You know what? A lot of parents have their issues when their kids are young. And maybe they got a bond as he got into high school or maybe as an adult. But if you listen a little bit further into the video, you'll hear this.
Been in and out since, shit, born 98. I did a year 99. Got out. Me and his mom split up in 99. Right after I got out. Then I was out 2000. Around the time he won 2. Then, let me see. I went back up the road July 2001. Got out May 2002. Got locked back up September. Was fighting the case. Went back March the next year. Got out in July. That's in 03 now. Got a little shooting in September 04. Got locked up April 05. Got out November 06. Then I was out all the way to September 2013.
Side note, September 2013 is where we're going to go to. But let's finish listening to the clip.
And I'm just getting out June 1st, 2016.
Damn. That's a long time. So through all that time, he was
most of them high school years. I was in prison.
right.
Them 3 years, I did 3 years. So by the time I get out, my oldest graduating 2 days later, like that.
First and foremost, I want to say shout out to Marita Boy that actually exposed this information months ago. However, like I said, it wasn't my type of content. I had no reason to even want to look into it, okay? But nevertheless, now that Mr. Thomas, well, let me let y'all listen again to why we are here at this point.
And I wish a bitch would pull up the Juvy case and been talking that fuck shit. Man, I promise you, it ain't gonna be like no duck shit. Y'all niggas pussy, nigga. Pull up. And I ain't saying I'm gonna do nothing. I ain't gotta get my hands dirty. But pull up, bitch ass nigga. You niggas hoes, man.
And this is one of the prime reasons how the system fails us. Back in 2013, as you can see, it was a sexual battery on a child. It was possession of child pornography and possession with intent to promote sexual performance. Charged to one Mr. Christopher Thomas. Okay, the arrest date was September 23rd, 2013. It was no pros in 2015. But the meat and potatoes is in the original warrant. Not only am I going to go over the warrant information, but I'm also going to go over why he isn't on the sex offender registry. Why he didn't really do no time for this. Why or how did the system fail the child? Nonetheless. As you can see here, this is the warrant affidavit for Christopher J. Thomas with the charges I already outlined. The victim was 12 years old. 12 years old, okay? And it says here that the deputy met with the victim, LL, who advised on September 8th, 2013. Okay? 2013, 12 years old. When, and I'm going to say, trigger warning possible. The following information can be very sensitive and it will be disturbing for those who are against crimes against kids. I will tell you now, it took forever and a day for me to even read through this. So I am going to summarize it. I'm not going to go verbatim, but you're going to see why I say this man needs to be off of YouTube. He doesn't have the right to making any videos about anything after reading this. According to the documentation, the child was 12 years old and had recently lost her mother 2 years before this incident. Her grandmother allowed her to go over to her father's home, Christopher Thomas. While at her father's home, she was playing the Xbox in his bedroom. Her father, who is a known drug dealer, according to the documents, came to her and said, "Hey, do you want to make some money?" while forcing her to smoke marijuana. During this interaction, a conversation was had that someone that Christopher Thomas sold drugs to wanted pictures of his underage daughter. So, in so many words, he was trying to pimp out his own child to make some money. During this encounter, he forced her to lay back, took off her shirt, took off her panties, took off her pants, all that. He started to touch her inappropriately. It even says in the paperwork where he used his fingers, okay, and put it where they was not supposed to be. At some point throughout the paperwork, it does also say that the child stated his face even went down as if, and I can leave it to your imagination to think what the hell would he do that for. However, she set up and stopped it. She called her grandmother the same day to come get her, and she told her cousins about what had happened. Her grandmother and aunt, they both said, "Hey, she's acting a little strange. She doesn't want to go back to her dad's house." Now, one thing that stood out to me in the paperwork is that her aunt, her mother's sister, said that Mr. Thomas was always a pervert. He even attempted to have sex with her multiple times. hit her up on Facebook and things like that saying, can I taste you? So this here is disturbing enough that you're attempting to do that with a grown-up. Now you're messing with your daughter who is 12 years old. Now, some of y'all may say, well, he wasn't convicted. He wasn't charged. However, this is the catch to it. After this report was made a couple of days after the incident, detectives watched his home. He got wind of it. Well, like he said in my comments, he's been selling drugs for 20 years, so he probably peeped the scene. He tried to get away on his moped. However, he was stopped. During the stop, it get a little blurry. The police say, hey, he gave up the phone, saying people are out to get me. Look at the videos. But Mr. Thomas had another story saying he was forced in handcuffs and put in the back of the car, and they took his phone. Now, the traffic stop was definitely legal. However, obtaining the cell phone from Mr. Thomas is what's in question. Now, they did apply for a search warrant to get the contents of the phone. And inside the phone, they found 3 pictures. 3 pictures that matched the story of what the child told police. They showed her unclothed. They showed her private parts. They showed all that in his phone. So, it wasn't never a question of if it was true. This is where the legal system fails. Now, according to the documentation, it says the police was eager to get inside that phone under the circumstance. Because the child said, hey, he had his phone, his black touchscreen phone. She knew it was pictures taken. So, they were ready to get that phone. But that's where the problem came in at. So a document was later on filed by the defense to challenge the taking the phone, basically, right? A motion in lineman to take they wasn't legally supposed to take the phone. Because again, it was up for questioning. So let's check out what happened. What did a judge order on that? As you can see, this is the order granting defendant motion to suppress evidence. Now, this took place May of 2014. In this document, it outlines what was in question. For one, the stop of the moped. For 2, the taking of the property, which is a cell phone. All right. Now, as far as the stop, they do find that that was a legal stop and that the police had a right to pull them over on a motor scooter. However, what was in question was obtaining the cell phone. So, according to the court, they say it's unreasonable to think that somebody actually just gave up their cell phone to you just to show you some videos. They also state that if indeed the story that's more plausible would be the defendant saying that he was handcuffed in the back seat and the police took the phone. Now, again, no body cam or dash cam footage was available, so the court sided with the defense and said that it was a legal obtaining of the phone. So, in reality, although they found the 3 pictures that matched the victim's statement, because they obtained the phone illegally, they had to throw it out. And you know why they had to throw it out? Because the defense filed a motion in lineman saying, hey, any fruit of the poisonous tree, which was that cell phone, has to be thrown out. So that was the evidence. Point blank. That was the evidence. You can't continue on the case without the key evidence. So it was no pros. Again, they found the evidence inside the phone, but they seized the phone illegally. So while Mr. Thomas, aka Spoon, is around here talking shit about all the YouTubers and bloggers and sending threats to Mickey Truth, but in reality, you're a alleged pedophile. And I'm going to say alleged because, again, the case was dismissed due to them seizing. The police fucked up. seized the cell phone without proper warrant. However, it doesn't take away the fact that the paperwork clearly says it was 3 photos, including your daughter's vagina in your phone. You're a sick, sick pervert. Yeah, that's my opinion. After reading this paperwork, you're a sick pervert. You don't belong on the internet. You're a freaking predator. And you need to find you some help. Because while you sitting here making videos talking about you got women getting butt naked 4 at a time, was they of age? Because it kind of had me thinking, they might need to make sure you're messing with women of the right age range. Then another thing, how dare you even have the audacity to get on Law and Crime and act like this beloved father when you yourself said you didn't even know your own son? So while you want the clout for show, let's not forget that you're not even a part of the lawsuit. You're not even a part of the estate. The sole estate goes to, guess what? The mother. You're not even listed. So is that why you're doing all this ranting and raving and making these videos like you're on drugs or something? Are you using your own supply? Because I can't tell anybody in their right mind that would do that. Because compared to the clip I showed of you making threats to me and how you were on Law and Crime was 2 different people. But with that being said, that is it. I have no more words for this pedophile. All right? Because at the end of the day, the evidence was there. However, they obtained it illegally doesn't take away the fact of what you were doing. Disgusting. Disgraceful. I can't even take no more. Y'all, like I said, man, be careful who you listen to. Because a lot of these so-called street niggas got dark secrets that they try to dance around. But this one is in black and white. You can't dance around that one. So make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to pull up. And if y'all don't know nothing else, Mickey Truth do not stand for crimes against kids. Protect our children at all costs. Holla.
Shout out Mickey. Mickey, you gonna be big. Like
I'm trying to conquer the world. Coming from where I come.